This video is brought to you by FX's Welcome to Wrexham. Premieres August 24th on FX. Stream on Hulu. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 moments of respect in sports.
Here's Will Hahn right there yelling, waving his hand. See the smoke coming off.
Nice guy.
Thanks, bro. I owe you dinner now.
For this list, we'll be looking at moments of sportsmanship during competition that went beyond both winning and the game itself. Which moment had you in smiles or going, aww? Be sure to let us know in the comments. Number 10, Justin Gatlin Bows to Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt is a legend. His name has become synonymous in pop culture when it comes to speed. Unfortunately, as with many athletes, grandfather time catches up with even the best of athletes, as is the case with Bolt. At the 2017 IAAF World Championships, American sprinter and rival Justin Gatlin won his first championship in 12 years, finishing in first place at 9.92 seconds.
It's going to be Corbin, but on the outside in lane number 8, unofficially 9.94 seconds.
Bolt surprisingly finished third, coming in behind Christian Coleman at 9.95 seconds for the bronze. But even in victory, Gatlin made sure to pay tribute to the GOAT, bowing to Bolt before the pair hugged it out.
And Usain Bolt in his final individual race runs 9.95 seconds for bronze.
It was a great way for Gatlin to pay his respects to Bolt, who subsequently retired shortly afterwards. Number 9, LeBron James congratulates a Special Olympian. During a game between the Cleveland Cavaliers and Boston Celtics, Special Olympian Aaron Miller was honored for winning MVP at a local basketball tournament. Seeing this and noticing the boy was sporting shoes James designed specifically for children with special needs, he went over to congratulate Miller. The touching interaction went viral, and rightfully so. After the game, James would later seek out Miller and hand him a pair of his sneakers. Miller spoke about the interaction afterwards, describing how LeBron told him how he was an inspiration to him. An awesome and classy move by the King.
You know, it was well received by him. It's not for you guys. It's not for the fans. It was for him.
Number 8, Alistair Brownlee helps brother over the line. At this men's triathlon event in Mexico, competitor Johnny Brownlee was in the lead and set to win the race when he suddenly began to weave on the course.
Oh, goodness me. This is a horrible sight. Jonathan Brownlee has lost it now.
Trailing behind him were his brother Alistair and South African Henry Schoeman. Rather than take the lead and win, Alistair instead took the opportunity to put his brother's arm around him and help carry him to cross the finish line.
And Alistair is going to try and carry his brother home. Dramatic scenes in Cozumel as the Olympic champion carries his younger brother towards the podium.
Oh my God, I cannot believe what we are seeing.
Although Schoeman came first and ultimately won, the bottom line is that the real winners that day were these two brothers, truly. Showing that in sports, sometimes there are things that are more important than just winning.
And Alistair is having to drag him across the line and pushing him home for second. Johnny finishes in second. Goodness me, what an incredible conclusion here.
Number 7, Sarah Tukolski's home run.
When I looked up, I didn't see, giant smiles and screams. I saw emotion and tears and people crying.
At a women's college baseball game, Western Oregon University's Sarah Tukolski was at the plate. With already one strike, she hit the ball out of center field for her first home run. Unfortunately, as she was running towards first base, she injured her knee. If any teammates assisted her, she would be out. So what happened instead? The opponents came to the rescue. In a truly touching act, Central Washington's Mallory Holtman and Liz Wallace carried Tukolski around the field, stopping briefly at each of the bases to ensure her foot would touch them so the home run could officially count and allow her to score.
But for the spirit of sportsmanship, a greater victory. Made on a long trot around the bases, a trip that truly touched them all.
The moment was so revered that the group of girls were awarded Best Moment at the 2008 ESPYs. Number 6, Isaac Marquez versus Diego Sanchez. Isaac Marquez, an MMA superfan who suffers from Down syndrome, had always dreamed of being an MMA fighter. During a visit to the Jackson Wink Academy training facility, he encountered former UFC fighter Diego Sanchez. They both struck up a friendship, and when Sanchez learned about Marquez's goal to fight, he decided to help him out. Not only did he train him, but he also set up a friendly exhibition match between the two. Marquez went on to defeat Sanchez in the first round with an armbar. For helping this man's dream come true, we think it's about time he changed his nickname back to The Dream.
He's a motivation for all of the Down syndrome community that even though you're Down syndrome, you can still have a dream, you can still believe in your dream, and your dream is possible and it can come true.
Number 5, Shabab Al-Erdan's classy cover. During this soccer match between Shabab Al-Erdan Club and the Arab Orthodox Club, a player wearing a hijab playing for the latter lost possession of the ball, and soon after, part of her hair got loose when an opponent's arm brushed her head. Wearing the hijab to cover one's hair is an important custom for many females in the Muslim religion for a variety of reasons. To assist her, members of the opposing team instantly huddled around her to cover her so that she could fix her hijab in private. The gesture went viral and the team was praised for their assistance. Number 4, Grigor Dimitrov assists Kyle Edmund. At this quarterfinal match at the 2018 Brisbane International, tied at the third set, Kyle Edmund suddenly collapsed in pain mid-play. His opponent, Grigor Dimitrov, immediately hurtled over the net and ran to check on Edmund. Assisted by an official, he helped Edmund up and walked him to his chair. Fortunately, Edmund ended up being okay and he would return to the match. Although Dimitrov ended up winning, everyone knows the game's outcome had nothing to do with why he was deemed a true winner that day. Number 3, Nikki Hamblin and Abby D'Agostino. Little did runners Abby D'Agostino, now Cooper, and Nikki Hamblin know that they would forever be linked during their Olympic debuts in Rio back in 2016. During the second 5,000-meter preliminary heat, Hamblin and D'Agostino both tripped on each other and fell. D'Agostino immediately helped Hamblin get back up. But although Hamblin was okay, the same could not be said for D'Agostino, who was clearly in excruciating pain while running and went to the ground again. Rather than attempt to catch up with the other racers, Hamblin stayed behind to encourage her competitor to continue and helped her back up. D'Agostino not only continued but even went on to finish the race despite having suffered what would later be revealed to be a torn ACL. At the finish line, both embraced each other with a hug. Number 2, Rafael Nadal apologizes to ball girl. The highlight of the second-round match at the Australian Open in 2020 between Rafael Nadal and Federico Del Bonis was not the win by the former or even his missed breakpoint opportunities, but something else entirely. During the third set of the game, one of the Spaniard's shots actually hit a ball girl right in the face.
Wow.
The girl barely budged, but that didn't stop Nadal from checking up on her to see if she was okay. After seeing that she was okay, he planted a small kiss on her cheek for good measure.
Gee whiz, I think that got her on the cheek. She's quite flushed. What a brave young lady.
Nadal demonstrated how he can be the perfect gentleman, while this girl got a memory she'll never forget. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Sasasan Papao carries Emil Gasimov. After capturing gold at the 2015 European Sambo Games, the Belarus athlete carried his opponent who was injured.
Oh, look at that. There's a show of respect if you ever needed to see one. Gasimov of Gens been carried down the steps here towards the medics. That's a lovely touch from the gold medalist.
Nicolas Mahut's son runs onto the court to console him after his loss at the French Open. I'm not crying, you're crying. Opposing players give send-off to Wayne Gretzky. Players from the Pittsburgh Penguins made sure to congratulate Wayne Gretzky in his final game.
And the Penguins are showing some class themselves now, coming over to say goodbye. Wayne Gretzky.
Philadelphia Flyers fans salute Mario Lemieux. Flyers fans put the cross-state rivalry behind them and honored Mario Lemieux before his first retirement.
That was very respectful. I mean, to show their appreciation for a guy that they'd booed for years and was kind of going off into the sunset it was awesome. I mean, those are pretty neat moments in sports for all athletes, and Mario deserved it.
Paolo Di Canio versus Everton. The goalkeeper got injured, but rather than score, Paolo Di Canio stopped play to ensure that he received medical attention.
Di Canio, sportingly, almost unbelievably catches the ball there. What nerve does that take?
Number 1, Lutz Long helps Jesse Owens. The 1936 Olympics in Berlin were infamous due to German dictator Adolf Hitler using the event to promote his racist agenda.
These weren't the Berlin Olympics. These were the Nazi Olympics.
But one aspect will forever be fondly remembered thanks to two people. Jesse Owens and Lutz Long. Owens, an African-American, had fouled twice in his bid to qualify for the final long jump event. In a twist that no one could ever anticipate, Long, a German, offered Owens advice on how to adjust his run-up to make the qualifying distance. Owens successfully completed the next jump and he went on to win gold, with Long earning silver. While the gesture was indeed a good show of sportsmanship, it symbolically meant so much more and was truly a remarkable way for Long to stick it to the man.
Recalling his feelings at the time, Owens later said, "You can melt down all the medals and cups I have, and they wouldn't be a plating for the 24-carat friendship I felt for Lutz Long at that moment."
This video is brought to you by FX's Welcome to Wrexham. Premieres August 24th on FX. Stream on Hulu.